Hello, my name is Claire Fermin, and I am completing my capstone project for the Kennesaw State University Instructional Technology Master's Program. I began the program in the summer of 2015 and will be completing the degree in May of 2017. I currently teach 7th grade life science at Perry Middle School in the Houston County School System in Perry, Georgia. The name of my capstone project is the Flipped Classroom Experience. The project took place in my 7th grade life science classroom. Perry Middle School is a Title I school with a total population of 859 students. The county operates on a BYOD or Bring Your Own Device model, with a sufficient Wi-Fi and internet broadband to support this model. The only classroom technology available are a teacher PC desktop workstation and a smartboard. There is a laptop cart available to check out from the library, but it is almost completely booked during pre-planning. My second period class was chosen for the flipped classroom model because of the diverse learners in the room. There are 23 students enrolled in this class, 10 boys and 13 girls. 5 of these students receive special education services. 3 of these students are repeat 7th grade students. 11 students are African American, 12 are Caucasian, and 16 students are considered economically disadvantaged. The reason I chose this project was because the majority of my 7th grade students are considered underperforming when it comes to standardized tests. They have low critical thinking, problem solving, and inquiry skills for a variety of reasons. The amount of instructional time is also limited to approximately 55 minutes a class period. There is a need for integration of technology-rich instruction and incorporation of more project-based and inquiry-based learning. This is why I turned to the flipped model idea. The content unit chosen was the body systems unit. The objectives of my flipped classroom model were to incorporate technology into curriculum instead of using it as a supplemental resource, to teach students basic device troubleshooting techniques, to allow students to experience self-paced learning environments, incorporate more inquiry-based activities into content unit, and to increase the number of collaborative problem-solving activities. Throughout the unit, students completed 4 types of modules. The first module was a troubleshooting unit. This module contained activities and lectures on how to troubleshoot their devices. The rest of the unit consisted of lecture and notes-based modules and alternating inquiry-based and performance task modules with classroom activities. The evaluation plan consisted of a content pre- and post-test, which were multiple choice and graded using the ZipGrade assessment data system. This test also had the same questions for the pre- and post-tests. There was also a student entrance and exit survey. The original capstone proposal was based off of a one-to-one model at my previous school. However, when I arrived at my current school and assessed the technology to student ratio, I was able to obtain additional devices through an administration-approved device drive. We accepted any device, used or new, as long as it was restored to its factory settings and was dropped off with a power cord. I used a Wix website to create a platform for my students to access their modules and weekly tasks. Students would complete their lecture and notes modules outside of class, which consisted mostly of screencasted lecture presentations. Throughout the course, students also completed inquiry and project-based modules, like virtual labs using body exploration apps and peer collaborative projects also with the help of experts which put the content into context for them. Students were also given supplemental resources like CK12, which provides additional videos and activities for enrichment. Students had self-paced opportunities while still receiving due dates for assignments and collaboration activities. Those who did not have internet at home could still complete lecture and notes modules by checking out a lecture DVD and using Pride Academic Enrichment for completing other activities and assignments. The results from the entrance survey showed a general lack of skills using technology in the classroom, as well as completing assignments and tasks in an online type setting. Question 1 asked, how many days out of the school week do you have your device in class? The majority of students chose choice D, 2 or less days. Question number 2 asked, how do you use your device in class? There were a variety of answer choices they could have chosen for this question, but mostly the answer was that they would use it to research or find answers to questions on assignments. Number 3 asked, how often does your teacher assign you work on your device? The majority said about once a week. Number 4, have you ever taken an online class? The whole class answered no. Number 5 asked, do you know what productivity tools are? The majority of the class said no. Number 6 asked, how well do you understand how to work and operate your device? Most of the class stuck between I somewhat understand and I understand most everything. Number 7, have you ever used your device to communicate with someone else by using FaceTime or Skype? And the majority of the class said yes. And number 8 asked, do you have internet access at your home? In which 18 said yes and 5 students said no, they did not have internet access. The results from the exit survey showed an increased comfort level with a more technology-based classroom, not only with completing assignments, but also knowing their way around the devices they were using. One asked, during the flipped unit, how many days out of the week did you have your device in class? The whole class answered every day of the week. Number 2 asked, during the flipped unit, how did you use your device in class? The answers varied, but for the most part, they said to research, to complete modules, and to aid in assignment completion. Number 3 asked, during the flipped unit, how often did your teacher assign you work using your device? The whole class answered every day. Number 4 asked what productivity tools were, and for the most part, since it was a short answer question, most of the students answered correctly. Number 5, how well do you understand how to operate your device now having completed the flipped unit? The majority of the class said that they understood most everything about their device and how to work it. Number 6, during the flipped unit, how often did you use your device to communicate with others? The majority of the class said 3 out of 5 days of the week. Number 7, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the hardest, how difficult was the flipped unit compared to a traditional unit? Most of the class said that the difficulty of the unit fell around a 3, or a moderate difficulty level. Number 8, if you did not have internet access in your home, did you find it more difficult to complete the unit than if you would have had internet at home? Those students who did not have internet at home said that for the most part, it was more difficult to try and complete this unit since they did not have internet access at home. The content pretest showed that the majority of the class knew between 60 and 69% or less of the content prior to completing the unit, while the post-test showed an uncharacteristic jump in the class average score level to between 90 and 100% of the material. The normal test average for this class is normally between 70 and 75%. When I look back on the project, many modifications had to take place due to the change in school site and how much technology was available for my students to use. A successful device drive helped me to provide additional technology to my students in order to increase the amount of class participation. With this class specifically, which contained such a diverse population of students, from special needs to those repeating the grade level, and not to mention the economically disadvantaged, the participation level drastically increased from a traditional setting. I was able to gain knowledge of different types of devices while providing my students with the differentiated learning environment they so desperately need. I have been able to actively coach other colleagues on implementing this particular model into their own classrooms. Though we have come upon situations where it is not the best option, and in that case, we work to develop strategies to meet that class's needs. My references for this project include the Flipped Classroom of Operations Management, a not for cost reduction platform article, Flip Your Students' Learning article, and a half flipped classroom or alternative approach, primary sources and blended learning article. The copyright acknowledgments include the University of Waikato, www.sciencelearning.org, and ZipGrade for the answer sheet picture. I would like to extend a special thank you to my professors and the Instructional Technology Department faculty at Kennesaw State University for an amazing top-level program for instructional technology. Also, to my loved ones for encouragement throughout this degree program. Thank you for watching.